Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This is really the second lab in AZ700 series of videos, and in this one we're going to configure the DNS settings. Now if you have not done the first lab, you need to do that because you gotta have three virtual networks already pre-configured. Okay, so real quick, if we go back to the first lab which we completed earlier, we created three different virtual network and a whole bunch of subnets inside this virtual network. Okay, we haven't created any peering, we haven't done too much, but we created the shell, okay, the virtual network and the subnets. Now what we're going to do in this exercise, okay, configure the DNS settings. We will create a private DNS zone and then we link the subnet for auto registration. So your host name, that we can use the host name to communicate. We don't have to use the IPs anymore. Then for testing, we'll create a virtual machine and then we'll verify the records are present in the DNS zone. So let me see if I have my Azure environment. So in the Azure, let's just use this resource group. Okay, context resource group fixed. Here I have those three virtual networks available. So in here, let's do this task, create a private DNS zone. So DNS zone. So notice that we have two different, one public, one private. Private is not open to the public at all. It will all be within Azure. So let's click on the private DNS zone. Okay. Then we are going to put it in the same resource group. So it create. And what we'll do, we're going to create and put it inside. Oh, I was hoping to put in that inside that particular resource group, but looks like that resource group does not exist anymore. Let me go back to the resource group, refresh, and validate which resource group can we use. Okay, let's try AZ700. Okay, let's use this resource group. Okay, so again, do it one more time. Uh, Private DNS zone, then create. Then over here we're gonna use the AZ700. Name, we're gonna Contoso just use cloudsecurity.com. Okay, something like that I'm gonna use instead of Contoso. And you don't need to do anything else. Text doesn't, you don't require, just say yeah, that's what I need. So now it is creating, validation successful, create. So now we are going to have this deployment done in a few seconds, right? So deployment is in progress, and as soon as it's done, we'll have the private DNS zone created. So next task will be, we need to link the subnets for auto registration. Okay, so the deployment looks like almost done, and to do that, you really have to go to the virtual. Uh, we'll go to the virtual network links. Okay, we'll go to the. Okay, let it get it deployed. So we'll go to uh, settings and then virtual network links. That's what I want to do. So deployment is succeeded. Go to resource. So over here you see the virtual network links right here. You click on that one. Under here there is nothing is selected right now. So I'm gonna hit add. Okay, now we need to add all those virtual networks. So here, as you see the information in the following table to add the virtual network link. So virtual network link is going to be my core services link. Okay, that is going to be virtual network is core services VNet is this. Okay, and link name, I'm just going to call it the core services VNet link. Okay, core services VNet. Enable auto registration. This one you need to enable. Okay, right. I know the resource ID. I am not going to configure that. Hit OK. So this one is now registering. So as soon as this one is registered, we'll go do the same thing for the next one. So do a refresh on it. Another one. it takes sometimes a little bit of time before it shows up. Okay, so while that's going on, I'm just going to continue my work to the next one. This is going to be the manufacturing VNet link. So here I'm going to choose the manufacturing VNet link. Again, enable auto registration. And once that's done, I'm going to register the research link as well. So one of them showed up so far, it looks like. So this one, this is going to be the research. Okay, enable auto registration. I don't remember if the last one, if we did enable the auto registration. So let me just, yeah, auto registration enable. So it says, so I did it properly in all three of them. Okay, so we have done that. So now if you refresh all three of them, link status in progress, this is completed, this is auto registration enable, everything looks good. The next one would be create a virtual machine to test the configuration. So we can create a test VM, and test VM we're going to place it in the same resource group. Okay, so let's just go to the overview. A lot of times I just go to overview and then go to the resource group where everything else is there. So these are the virtual networks. This is my private DNS. So in here I want to place and create a VM. So let's start with create. And virtual machine name is it Windows Server 2022 data center is what they're deploying, so we can try that, not a problem. So start with 2019. Let's use the same name of the VNet. So this is the one that I have. All right, so let's just go ahead and create the virtual machine. So VM1 EastUS is good. Availability we don't need to worry about. So image we want to change the 2019 to 2022, and so that one is good. Spot instance we don't need anything. Username and password. Let's try this. Username, password. I'm not gonna use the one. I'm just gonna create one. And okay, so we got our username password, and public inbound ports, allow select 3389 is good. Virtual network, we're going to deploy that to the core services VNet. So we need to go to the next disk. I'm just going to keep it as is. Networking is going to be the core services VNet, and we're going to deploy that into the database subnet. When this is just selected, if you see, you can, if you want, you can put in any other subnet except for the gateway. So here it's okay. Public IP is going to create one. Basic NIC is good. Public inbound port 3389, they all look good. And I'm going to say review and create, and then I'm going to hit create as soon as this one done. Okay, let's hit create. So this is now creating this virtual machine. While this is going on, we will go back, and we can go back to the particular resource group and create another virtual machine as per this requirement. So I can do a create, and the virtual machine in this one is going to be test VM2. So I'm going to do that. STOS, again I want to change that to 19 to 2022. Again I want to change it to uh, I forgot what was I used the test user, sorry, test user username. So let me keep that and change the password. Okay, and the next one I'm gonna do same thing. Oh, they don't match, so let's try. Okay, this time they do. Rest of the thing is good. Disk, we don't need to configuration. Network, let's make sure that we are this time core services VNet and database VNet. Same VNet we are sending another virtual machine in the same database subnet. Okay, let's hit create, and now this one should be okay. So this one should be able, you create these VMs momentarily. So once this is done, what we'll do, we'll go and verify the records are present in the DNS zone that we have created. So while this is going on, let's just go back to here. So now this is the private DNS, and we said anything is happening to these VNets, they should automatically get registered in here. So if I go in there, okay, now you see the test VM1 got created. So here's my record, and that is the private IP address of the machine. Okay, it's got created, and as soon as the other is done, it should also get created. Okay, so let's just give it another second. Let me go back to the virtual machine, and you can also do, and to look at the deployment, this is the deployment is going on. You can click on that one. It looks like the VM deployment is still going on, almost done. So it's a deployment is in progress. As soon as this is done, I would expect the private DNS zone will have this information. Okay, so let's just give it 1 second, and the final thing in our deployment is done. So let's just go back to the resource group, and once we go back to the resource group, go back to overview, and if you should see VM1, and there is your VM2. And so if I go to the again the private DNS link, now both of the records are automatically registered in here. So that's excellent, that's what we wanted. So finally connect to the test VM using RDP. So let's go to the VM1. So let's go back, go to VM1. Okay, and then let's try to connect to this one, and do a RDP one. Okay, and what we'll do, we are going to download this particular file and open with remote desktop, and then we're going to configure this. Let's see, hit connect, and use a different account. Give me a second in here. Okay, you just need to provide the username and password in here, and that's about it. And once you done, just hit the enter button right there. So hit OK, and it should take you to the virtual machine. It will ask you for the certificate, say yes, and now you're connecting to that particular virtual machine, which is the VM1. Okay, so let's see what you need to do. And you want to connect to the VM2 as well, and from the privacy setting, uh, select accept both VMs for network is yes, and then from uh, that VM will do ipconfig 1. Okay, so let's just go to one of the VMs. I don't think we need to open both of them actually, so let's just open this one, and let it, it's a little bit slow, so let it open up. In this network, on the privacy setting option, just I'm just gonna say OK here for now. It will open up our server manager, which is fine. I'm going to close that message, go down. Now I can open the CMD. Okay, so CMD, and then I'm going to open, it's very slow right now. Okay, we have opened it up. So first IP config all, all. It should give me everything as per we expect. Okay, IP config all is giving me all of that stuff, and this is my IP 10.20.04. So if I go back in here, uh, this is go back to here. So VMA 10.20.04, that makes sense. So from here within the machine, okay, so if I do a host name, this is the test VM1. If I do a ping to test VM2, and look at that, I'm able to ping. Now this one actually errored out. So how do I do the testing? The testing, you need to do the test VM, then whatever the uh, uh, name of the private zone. So here I can come back. So it is going to be the test VM dot cloudsecurity.com. So let's come back over here. So test VM2 dot cloudsecurity.com, and we may have to open our ports though. Okay, so what I'll do over here, I'm just going to try to ping myself first, see what happens. One, and okay, so what I just did in the VM1, I just pinged myself and I know my ping is working fine. The host name is resolving just fine as well. Okay, network yes, open command prompt, wp-config all, so that looks good. Enter the command test vm2 the console.com, where is your 4 replies, congratulations. So I'll do it one more time, see if I need to ping, open up the port. Okay, so I do need to open up the port inside the other machine. So, but everything is configured properly by now. Let me pause and get the command to allow the ping from the other machine. Or everyone, so what I have here, this side, I have the, if I run the host name, this is the my VM2, okay, and this is where I have the VM1. So if I run the host name, you get the VM1. So in this one, what I'll do, I'm gonna get and open up what happened there here. What I'll do, I'll open up the PowerShell and run a command to allow the ICMP or ping packets. So let me open it up. There, I'm gonna paste it and hit enter, and that is now allowed the rule, okay, for ICMP packet. Okay, I'm gonna give you the command in the video. So now from VM1, if I run the command, and let's just go back here in this one, command here to ping test VM2, hit enter. Now you see it's all getting the ping back and my host name is resolving just fine. So I can use my private DNS name, which is only visible to my private network. I can easily resolve, and also from here, if I want to do ping and then test vm1 dot cloudsecurity.com, and I'm also getting the responses back. So that's about it. I think that was everything on this particular lab that we needed to do. So again, things that we have done, okay, just a quick review. We created the DNS, private DNS zone. We went into the DNS zone and linked all the subnets for auto registration. Now in any of the subnets, whenever you are deploying a virtual machine or two or three, the names, they're automatically getting registered to this private DNS, and now you don't have to use the IP address anymore. You can use the fully qualified domain name or FQDN to talk to each other. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.